Oh my god.
Hello and welcome. I'm glad you found my channel. If you're new to this channel, I hope you enjoy what you see, and that is not me, but the agates. I am Joshua from Germany, and I am cutting some of the highest quality agates in the entire world. And my victims of today are Lake Superior agates from the United States. There is a huge agate collecting community in Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, where these agates have been transported by glacial activity all the way from the northern border with Canada down to where they're now in gravel pits, can be found on fields, on shores of the Lake Superior. That's how they got their name. A lot of these agates have relatively high value when they are big in size. Most of the pieces you will find, they're less than 2 inches in size. A lot of these are just broken chips or that show some banding already. And the really valuable specimens within the collecting community are the pieces that already show great banding from the outside area with this kind of water-washed husk or naturally rounded face, which has been put on these agates by the transportation they've been going through. These pieces right here, they're kind of special because they do not show a lot of banding already, so only a little bit. That is why they are not super valuable, but since they don't reveal a lot of their pattern already, this is why I bought these. And don't get me wrong, these still cost a ton of money. Like a piece like this, several $100s. But the reason why I bought these is to cut them, and that is the only reason. Like, I have no intention of anything else to do with these. It's just curiosity, and if you're a Lake Superior agate collector, I hope you're not mad with me because I know you guys, you don't like it when I cut your Lake Superior agates, but since these don't show a lot of the banding already, I hope you're not that mad with me. And yeah, I'm really just hoping for the best. I'm excited, and I hope that I didn't just waste a ton of money. So let's see how these turn out. I think I will start with this nice small one here first, and then work my way up to the 3 super large size pieces right here. Yeah, this agate right here has a couple windows. One that stretches across here, then here down there where there's a little bit of water level banding. So I'll try to catch that to add a little bit contrast in this piece. And then another window over here. So I will try to cut in between those 2 windows, right across the ridge line and through the water level banding right here, coming back up here where the window is, right next to it, and all the way back down here.
Oh my god. Wow.
Just such a gorgeous combination of the water level banding surrounded by this beautiful red and blue banding with parallax. And what's even better, I don't see any bigger fractures, which is so rare to get in any of these Lake Superior agates because almost all of them are just heavily fractured. And this is such a beautiful specimen. It's such a gorgeous agate. It's really a lot better than I could have imagined. Yeah, next one up is this gorgeous looking piece. I can see it's got a little window over here and a large sized window over here in this section. Other than that, it's pretty much complete. So I will just cut somewhere in between this window and this window section right here and just go across the entire piece once like this. Actually, this section right here looks like it may even be a little bit of amethyst, and over here on that side as well. So it may have some amethyst or smoky quartz. So my hopes are kind of high on this piece, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, it is a Lake Superior agate, and it may have been a little naive to think that there's no fractures inside of this piece, because it does have a bunch of fractures, unfortunately. So you can see just a lot of fractures in all different directions. It is a pretty cool little floater agate and just deeply saturated with this red agate banding. But since it has these fractures going all over the entire piece, I don't think I will get this one polished. But I may just offer it unpolished the way it is. Alright, here's the last one before we get to the really big boys. This one's got a nice window over here with great contrast in the banding, and then there's a tiny gap where I try to cut in between, either here or here. Another window over here that kind of stretches in a thin line all over to this big window, where you can see it's got some nice red banding, amethyst center, and it wraps around until here. Empty space here, another little window here, until we get back to this initial big window over there. So what I will try to do is cut either in between the window that's here, diagonally across in between those two, or cut diagonally across here. Because of the thickness, it really doesn't make much of a difference if I cut through this way or through this way. So I will just cut through this to stay closer to the amethyst center.
Okay, what do we have here?
Alright, here is how it went. So I tried to stay close to the amethyst center, but it seemed like it was really just hiding somewhere here in this small area. It's a beautifully banded red agate. Unfortunately, it does have a little bit of fracturing lines. So yeah, I mean, great agate despite the fractures. So yeah, I think it's beautiful. Now we're getting into the really big boys. Yeah, this is a pretty heavy piece. You can see it's got the window down here at the bottom, or the left side as you're watching it right now. It's got this nasty fracture that goes all the way across here, and then a small window up here. So I either have the choice of cutting left to the fracture or right to the fracture, and I'll try to cut more towards the left of the fracture to the bottom. I think it doesn't make much sense if I cut much difference if I cut left or right, because the fracture is pretty much in the ideal spot where I would cut it, where the biggest volume is. But I don't like fractures, and that's the reason why I try to avoid it. And I try to stay more left because I can already see there's a lot of banding that has kind of evolved down here, and that's why I will cut probably just 4 or 5 millimeters parallel to this fracturing line.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh my fucking god. What? That's incredible.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it. It's just such an insane piece. Look at how it turned out. Incredible banding all the way around. Flow channels, floater, not any big fractures. It's got a tiny little bit down here on both halves, but other than that, really just perfection. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a better cut Lake Superior agate than this. In this size. I mean, this is like 3 inches in size, and I paid a ton of money to get these big sized pieces. But honestly, this is so worth it. I mean, just look at how beautiful it is, and I didn't think it could turn out this good. Like, I thought it would have more quartz. I didn't imagine it would have such a nice floater, not such rich banding here in the rim area. Like, this is so much better than I could have dreamt of. This is incredible. The next one here is already showing some beautiful windows from the bottom, a little bit of quartz, so it has the potential to also be a floater as well. I can see that there's a fracturing line going somewhat across here, but I kind of lose it on the way. So I'm not sure which way it is actually going, or if it's only half of a fracturing line and losing itself within the agate, but I'll definitely try to stay away from this fracturing line where I can see it and cut it towards the left side of the piece. And there's another window up here, so I will really just cut it parallel somewhere through the bigger part of the nodule here on that left. Alright, we got it in the saw the way we wanted, and now it's really just up to the saw goats to decide on what they're going to give to us.
Oh, god.
Yeah, this agate actually reminds me of a lot of island agates I've cut, just because of the kind of banding it has. So smoothly and harmonically swung all over the entire piece. Beautiful banding, beautiful colors. Just a few of these darn fractures going across the entire piece. some nice parallax in this section as well. But yeah, it can't quite keep up with the one we've just been cutting before that. Still a beautiful piece. Yeah, this is the last one of the bunch. I think maybe the largest one, or just about as large as the two previous pieces. It's showing some great potential here with a lot of banding in all different kind of sections, but just very little windows. So there's very little estimation that we can actually make on what it looks like inside, but it looks like it has like a orangey, peachy kind of color in the rim area. And then here I can see also some deeply saturated red with a little bit of quartz. So I think it may be a floater. I don't see any fractures across the entire piece, but I've learned that pretty much all Lake Superior agates are fractured. I will be going for the larger face cut on this piece.
Okay.
And yeah, I've been brought back down to earth. A relatively quartzy looking piece with some fractures here in the rim area. So I was hoping for a little more in this piece, but nevertheless quite a nice sized, good looking agate. Yeah, overall you can see what I've been cutting, and I think I have been pretty lucky to cut two really nice specimens out of this batch, because it is just so difficult to cut fracture free, nicely banded Lake Superior agates. This one has been a stunner to kick it off. And then we moved over to this piece, which unfortunately had these fractures. Then we cut this piece, which is quite nice with the red parallax banding, but also got a few fractures. And this piece is really just out of the world. This is such a fantastic piece. I still can't get over it. And the three large pieces, they all weigh 1 pound, 6.7 ounces, except for the last one we cut is 1.6 ounces, but all in the same kind of weight area. Also, this would be a beautiful piece if it didn't have these few fractures. And of course the last one was a little bit disappointing with the kind of potential it was showing from the outside, but I did enjoy cutting these pieces. I'm always just super curious on how these Lake Superior agates turn out to be. I would say most of the time cutting these agates I am disappointed just because of the high fracturing rate they have. But today I feel like I have been hitting two very nice pieces. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you did too. Let me know in the comments which is your favorite, or maybe which of the pieces you would have thought has the highest potential to cut a good agate. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of my videos. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.